All right, so I'm going to continue typing this question for you guys to answer on the chat, okay? All right, so I typed out that question and I will be pendiente your answers. You can just type it in whenever. All right. So, and of course, I'm going to check out the novel later. I also gave you an announcement for how to work with the Canvas mobile app because last semester, a lot of my students had problems with that. So, somebody wrote something in the chat. Okay, I don't know that's okay with it. Josian, Armando, Angel, and Samuel, you guys are all okay with us not meeting on Fridays and me leaving you an assignment for you to complete over the weekend. Oh, which is something else I wanted to talk about. So you have this assignment that was due yesterday, this online classes journal 1, which is the same thing, the same screen I was just at. Okay. And this was this was due for last night, but this will be available until the 30th. Like I mentioned in this video down here, you have until this upcoming Sunday to submit it, and there won't be a penalization. After this date and this time, the assignment will close and you will no longer be able to submit it. I'm sure most of you already did it, just in case anybody hasn't. So, estén pendiente, because basically what I'm going to do is that every journal and every small assignment like this that's only worth a couple of points will be available for 1 week after its due date. So I'm not saying that the due date is going to be a week extra. I'm saying that the due date will have an additional 7 days for you to complete it. So keep that in mind, that you have to complete things on time, because sometimes assignments may pile up. Well, with that said, let's get this out of the way and let's go to this presentation that I have prepared for you. No, what is happening? Okay, I don't know what it is that you guys see, because apparently this is displaying in a strange way. Let me see if this works. Okay, that's better. So this is just to give you a brief review of the parts of speech. All right, there are many, many different parts of speech. The most important ones that we're going to be working with this semester are, of course, the nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, prepositions, interjections, and articles. And of course, if you don't remember, well, a noun, what is that? That is a name of a person, place, or thing. So for example, an example of a person would be Mother or Pedro. Example of place would be school. A thing would be a dog or a pencil, for example. And of course, sentences. Oh my God. My mother is sick. And in this case, we have underlined mother because that is the noun of this sentence. We also have pronouns, which are words that replace a noun. So instead of saying dog or mother or Pedro or school, we could say I, you, he, she, or it. We could be talking about my mother, and my mother is sick, but also my mother is young. So instead of saying my mother is young, we could say she is young. We replaced the noun with a pronoun. Verbs express action or being. I dance, you move, they walk. Of course, I love to dance. We have adjectives. Oh my God. Sorry. Adjectives are words that describe the noun. So we could say the sad dog, the big school, the green mother. That's just an example. My shoes are green. We are talking about the color green, but this color green is in reference to shoes. And shoes are what? Exactly right. Nouns. I felt like Dora the Explorer. All right. So continuing with adverbs. So adverbs modify or provide specific information about a verb, adjective, or other adverbs. So in the same way that adjectives describe nouns, adverbs will describe every other word class, including themselves. Give me 1 second. All right. So words like quickly, softly are everywhere. How do we use quickly? We could say they walk quickly. We could say that they dance softly. Oh, they already have walk here. Also, they ran quickly. They walked softly. They danced everywhere. They walked everywhere. We have other word classes such as conjunctions. And these link words and phrases in a sentence. So anything like and, oh my God, I gotta stop clicking. And, but, so, or, these are all conjunctions. They connect different parts of a sentence. So I could say, I have a dog and I have a cat. Oh my God. Okay. So the word and would be the conjunction that links both ideas of pets. Like I have pets and these are different pets and this is how I unite that sentence. A preposition informs about location or time. So after, to, on, at, those are examples of prepositions. There are more. So we could say a preposition about location. The book is on the desk. Preposition about time. We could say that class is at 7:30. Or we could say Mr. Hernandez's office hours are at 9:30. Interjections, which convey emotion. This is a really simplistic definition, but we're going to cover that some other day. So interjections are like, hi, ouch, oops. So ouch, I just hit my elbow. These are kind of nonsensical words, non-grammatical words that just kind of explain an emotion in a quick, easier to understand way. And of course, we have articles which introduce a noun. So we have a and the. So in the same way that we use my mother to specify that this is the mother of me, we could also use an article to introduce another type of object or another type of noun. So instead of I'm going to my school, I could say I'm going to the school. I need a computer. Stuff like that. Let's continue to the next slide. All right, I want to do a little bit of clarification here. Adjectives, they modify a noun or a pronoun. Only these two types of words. So when we're talking about, in this case, these are both pronouns. Let's actually change mentally this she, instead write Adriana. So Adriana did a beautiful dance. This would be a noun now. And for a pronoun, it was a horrible accident. In this case, we're talking about the dance that is beautiful. In this case, we're talking about an accent that was horrible. Oh my God, okay. And adverbs, these modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. They provide more information about manner, time, place, and intensity or degree. For example, about manner, how did she dance? She danced beautifully. An example of time would be I walked. When did I walk? I walked yesterday. Place. Where did she look for the book? She looked for the book everywhere. And intensity or degree, we could say that Marta is smart. How smart? Very smart. All right, so let's take a couple of minutes, and of course you can, oh, actually I'm gonna upload this presentation to you right now. I'm gonna give you these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences for you to look over, and I want you to identify every word that you can. So I'm going to help you out with the first one. If we're looking for a noun, then we're going to be looking for the name, oh my God, for the name of a person or the name of a thing. Oh my God, stop clicking. So in this first sentence, the noun would be here. And then I want you to look for the adjective. I want you to look for the verb. I want you to look for everything else that you can. I'm going to change some things over here so you can see just the presentation so I can upload it without affecting you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop presenting. I'm going to present just a window. And there you are. Okay, so you should be seeing only the PowerPoint presentation. Not this one. This one. Actually, I could just type the questions over here as well. Okay. Okay, so I typed up the questions here. The questions, no, the sentences. All you have to do is identify the parts of speech. I'm going to upload that presentation to Canvas right now. I knew I forgot to do something. Plus, I'll upload the other presentation I'm working on as well. Oh, not this one. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can just load it. Okay, you should have that presentation available to you in Canvas already. All you have to do is go to Files, and you'll look for Parts of Speech. I will work on that module later on today just to organize it a little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to give you 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to ask randomly who's going to tell me the first sentence, and then I'm going to ask somebody else tell me the second sentence, and so on and so forth. Since I have the sentences here, I'm just going to present this part over here. Café no tiene azúcar. Okay. Okay. So for the first sentence, Miguel lives in a very small apartment. Who would like to answer that one? Who could identify the parts of speech in this one?
Okay.
Okay, Josian.
Miguel is a noun. Lives is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
In a very small. A is an article.
Mm-hmm.
And a small adjective.
Okay, that's good. You're still missing two more words. We're missing in and we're missing apartment.
Okay, it is
Start with apartment, which is easier.
conjunction. In.
Well, it could be a conjunction. It could be another one. Think about the next word class after conjunction. I'm going to go back to the presentation here. So the conjunction links words and phrases in a sentence, but there's this other one that informs about location or time. And since we're talking about location, then maybe it's not conjunction. Maybe it's preposition. Yes. Because the same way we could say the book is on the desk, we could say the hamburger is in the bag.
Okay.
And of course, that last word, which is apartment.
It is a noun.
There you go. So of course, in order of this first sentence, we have a noun for the first word. We have the word lives, which is a verb, in, preposition, article, very, which would be an adjective. Sorry, I keep getting notifications. Okay. And a small, which would be another, excuse me, very and small are not the same. I apologize. So very is not an adjective. It would be an adverb. And then small would be the adjective. And of course, apartment would be the noun. Okay. Thank you. Josian, was that? Yes, Josian. So what about the next sentence? Karina walked to her class on Friday. How about Armando?
All right, can you hear me, Professor?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you.
Okay. Karina could be the noun.
Mm-hmm.
Walked is a verb.
Mm-hmm.
To should be a preposition, I believe.
Yes.
Preposition. Her is a pronoun. Class is a noun.
Mm-hmm.
On is a preposition as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Toyota is a noun. I mean, not Toyota. Friday is a.
Oh.
I got confused. Friday is a noun, I believe, as well.
Yes, exactly, because it's the name of a day. So yes, that is correct.
All right.
All right. Very good, Armando. Thank you. Let's go on to the third sentence. Elizabeth drives an old red Toyota. How about Joyce?
Wait.
Okay. Remember, it's the third sentence. Elizabeth drives an old red Toyota.
Elizabeth is the noun.
Mm-hmm.
Drive is a adverb.
Drives. Remember, what do you do with cars? What is the action that you take with cars?
Okay, no. It's a verb.
Ah, there you go.
And it's a conjunction.
Let's take a look again at the presentation. I don't know if you can see it like maximized or small. I don't know. Anyways, so a conjunction has the words and, but, so, or. But in this one, we don't have and with a D. And let's keep looking.
Is article.
Yes, because we have the letters an, which is an. That's the one we're using right now. So yes, an would be an article. Let's continue with old.
Verb
Is
or
old
adjective.
okay? It could be an adjective if red didn't exist. So if we were talking about an old Toyota, that would absolutely be an adjective. But since we have another word that describes the Toyota, that means that we're not going to be dealing with an adjective. Instead, we're going to be dealing with an adverb.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at that definition just once more. This modifies or provides specific information about a verb, an adjective, or other adverbs. So, ya por lo menos le choteé the next word, which is red. So we know that Toyota would be, what type of word speech would that be, Joyce?
What?
The word Toyota would be what type of part of speech?
I don't know.
So, como estamos hablando, we're talking about the brand of a car. So basically, the name of a car. That's gonna be a noun. So now that we have a noun, which is Toyota, and then we have the word red, which describes the Toyota. So red would be an adjective. But since we have an additional word that describes that car, we can't have two adjectives in a row. So automatically, the word that comes before the adjective, if it also describes the same noun, that will be instead an adverb.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna. Ojalá tuviera una pizarra para describírselo ya. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So, Joyce. So the first word, Elizabeth, is a noun. Drives would be the verb. And would be an article. Old would be adverb. Red would be an adjective. And finally, Toyota would be the noun. Thank you, Joyce. Continuando. I am a really bad singer. How about...
Yo, me.
Okay. Alondra, hello.
Hello.
All right.
I is a pronoun,
Mhm.
article, really adverb, but adjective is single verb.
Okay. Me dijiste que am is a what now?
Nothing.
Oh, am is something.
Oh.
Yes. Let me see if it's in the presentation.
Is
Not this one. Oh my God, what's happening? Give me a second. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. I hope so. Oh my God, why do you keep doing this to me? Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. We haven't gotten to that part yet, so it's okay that you don't know that. So
Okay.
there is a specific type of verb that has to do with the states of being. Los estados de ser, like yo soy, yo estoy. The same thing in
Okay.
English. Those are called the be verbs. We're going to discuss that later on today. Si el tiempo permite, I think so. All right. So am would be one of those be verbs. Sorry.
Okay.
Because it is a state of being. So I am sería yo soy. All right. So we have I, which is the pronoun, am, which would be the verb, and then of course would be the article. Really would be the what now? You said, because you said it, but you said really fast, so I can't remember
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. A article,
Yes.
really adverb,
Mm-hmm.
bad adjective
Mm-hmm.
is single verb.
All right. Well, es que singer, it's not exactly a verb and it's not exactly a noun because we have a verb within this word, which is sing, S-I-N-G, but then it ends with an E-R. So it could actually be classified as a gerund, but let's not even talk about that right now. It's too early. So let's just leave it as a noun. so we
Okay.
can continue using the bad as an adjective. Because if not, then both really and bad would both be adverbs. And verdad, I don't want to get into gerunds right now, so let's not.
Okay.
Alondra, thank you. Let's continue with the brown desk is broken and dirty. Evangeli?
Okay. The is an article. Brown is an adjective. Desk is a noun. Is a verb. Broken is an adjective. And is a conjunction. And dirty is an adjective. I think.
All right. Well, we could make the case that since we are using for this one noun, desk, we are using 1, 2, 3 different description words. We could argue that any one of those 3 would be an adjective instead of an adverb. But things get a little bit tricky when we add, when we separate them. The order of the sentence makes it a little bit more difficult to identify each part of speech. So I could, in theory, leave them all as adjectives, but just for the sake of difference, let's mark one of them as an adjective. So de esas tres palabras, which one would you mark as the adjective? Would it be brown, broken, or dirty?
Brown.
But the problem with brown is that it's right next to the noun. So remember that in this case, well, let me see, in all cases, the adverb, does not modify the noun directly. So the brown desk has no other option. Brown has to be an adjective in this one.
Okay.
So it's either between broken or dirty.
I think like any one of those. Or
Okay.
It be a specific one.
No, I just wanted you to tell me if you could choose one or the other. But you could argue that, for example, broken, since it's right after the be verb, that's right after the adjective, you could argue that this would be the adverb because you already have an adjective that's right next to the noun. Maybe. But yeah, let's just leave broken as the adjective and let's put that last word, the one that is farthest away from desk, dirty. Let's mark that as the adverb.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Evangeli, you're home already? Your email is... Okay, good.
Thank you.
All right. You got it. Just in case, guys, if there's ever an emergency in which you're going to be late for class or something like that, please send me an email. This is why I asked Evangeli her specific situation. Sorry to use you as an example, but I think it was a perfect moment. So yeah, an email right before class just to explain your situation is totally fine. And okay, finally, that last sentence. My amazing friend gave me a beautiful watch. How about Angel?
My would be an article. Amazing. Oh.
No, keep going.
Amazing. I think a verb.
Amazing. Well, think of a no. Try another one.
Maybe.
Think about the next word, which is friend. What type of word is friend?
A noun.
Okay, so we're talking about a noun, which is the third word.
Would be amazing.
There you go. Muy bien. Continue with gave.
Gave would be a verb. Me would be a pronoun. A would be an article. Beautiful. Beautiful would be an adjective,
Yes.
and watch will be a noun.
All right, good. I wanted to revisit that first one. My, you had mentioned it was what word you thought?
I said an article.
Okay. Articles are really easy to identify because articles, there's literally only three. It's only a, the, or an. So in the same way that we used me as a pronoun, we can use my as a pronoun.
Okay.
But we could also argue because I'd like to delve really deep into grammar. I'm sorry about that, guys. So we could also argue that the word my, since it's already before an adjective, and that adjective is, of course, before a noun, we could also argue that my, instead of just being a pronoun, it could also be functioning as a...
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, let me just type it up. Maybe that'll help. So we have these two words here. So this would be a noun, and this would be an adjective. So we have friend, which is the noun, the third word, and then the second word, which is adjective, which is amazing. And my could, of course, be functioning as a pronoun, but it could also be functioning as what?
Adjective. I don't know.
Or it could be functioning as an adverb.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it from the noun backwards, from friend backwards, I could interchangeably use your amazing friend, which is another pronoun, and it would still be functioning as an adverb because we are modifying whose friend that is. So we are still describing that friend. But since we already have an adjective, then that would already automatically classify it as an adverb.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm gonna write that down later and send it to you guys because I know it's a lot. All right. So thank you, Angel. Let's continue with the next part of the presentation. Con el tiempo que nos queda. There you are. So we were at this. I don't like how this is showing. Okay. So, okay, we just did this one. Let's continue with these 4 pictures. So I want you to create sentences with the parts of speech. Just look at the 4 pictures and start writing a couple of sentences. I'm going to ask you individually to write 1 sentence on the chat. So the first sentence, which deals with a broken down car, I'm going to say Eli Samuel. So you write a sentence based on the first picture. And then the second picture. Oh, everybody else has already participated. Okay. So I'm going to just ask for volunteers. So Eli Samuel, make sure you do a sentence and you write it in the chat with this first picture. And then pictures 2, 3, and 4. Whenever you come up with something, anyone, you can just write it. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. I'm going to eat this cookie and look. Let me actually just mute my microphone for 1 second. Okay, that did not work. I didn't realize you had already written something in the chat. At least someone very good. So the car broke down in the middle of the desert. Yeah, that's a good one right there. Okay, so we have the second picture here. How about Alondra? Could you write a sentence using the second picture? Wait a minute. Can you guys even see the presentation? Because it doesn't say that I'm presenting. Oh my God. Ustedes no me dicen nada. All right, I'm so sorry. Okay. Todavía no me acostumbro a dar clases así. I'm sorry, guys. So here, there you go. So the second picture. Oh my God. Why are you doing this? Give me another second, guys. Okay, there you go. Okay, so the second picture, which is the people with the mountain and the camera and all that stuff. Oh, good, Armando, good job. So, Alondra, they are taking a photo in the mountain. Okay, remember that in means inside, and they don't seem to be inside the mountain. So you could change that in to on. There you go, perfect. Okay, Alondra, thank you. Let's go to the next picture, which is the people in the kitchen. How about Joyce? So Joyce, whenever you're ready. And Loke, let's choose somebody to do the last question, which is the people in the library. Okay, so Joyce said, we are cooking. There you go. Remember that the kitchen is a room, and even though, oh yeah, the kitchen is a room. So whenever you're inside a room, of course, you would use in. So we are cooking in the kitchen. All right, good. Because if we were to say on the kitchen, that would be maybe, for example, you're on top of it, like on the roof. Okay, so good, Joyce. And finally, that last picture of that woman in the library. How about Evangeli? Oh my God. Okay, Evangeli, can you hear me? Okay, she's listening to music on the library. We have the same problem with prepositions here. Should it be on or should it be in? Remember that the library is a building, and in which you, well, whatever you do is inside of it. Yes, exactly. So it should be in. So she is listening to music in the library. Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Anjali. Let's continue. Okay, thank you. Let's continue over here. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction to be verbs. I'm going to present this thing. Okay, so the verb be, or the verb to be, or the be verb, however you want to call it. The verb be is used to say something about the subject in our sentence. It is very important because it provides information about the amount of people or things, which is singular or plural, and the tense, the past, present, or future. In the present tense, we use a specific amount of, a specific type of be verbs, just as we do in the past, just as we do in the future. Okay, so if we're going to say something about how, if we're going to say about something about the subject, which would be the pronoun I, in this one, we could say I am, you are, which is, this is you singular. There is a you plural, but we're not going to get, well, yeah, it's right there. We have he is, she is, it is, okay? This is goes with these three words, pronouns. We are, you plural are. And remember, this is contextual, so you're not actually going to pluralize neither you nor the be verb. And of course, they are. This is all present in the past. And we are continuing with I. Instead of using am in the present, we're going to use was. So am in the present is the same thing as was in the past. We're going to continue in the same thread. So we're going to go you singular. So in the present, it would be are, you are. In the past would be you were. He was, she was, it was. We were, you were, they were. And then, of course, in the future, we have three different options because there are a couple of different ways to express the future. So there's the simple, there's the progressive, there's the perfect tense. We're not going to touch on that. We're not going to touch much more on that today. Let's just continue with I will, and then we use a verb. So I will dance, or I will be dancing, or I am going to dance. And there is another tense, which would be the, I forgot what it's called. I'll tell you about it later. But basically how you express it would be, I am going to be dancing. So instead, you could use this last one, I am going. You could express it, I am going to dance, or you could express it as a second way, I am going to be dancing. And yes, we will be complicating our existence with that. And not too far from now, not too far away, very soon. So you will run, I will be running, you are going to run. He will play, she will play, I will be playing, he is going to play, etc. And this is it, by the way, because I know that the letters here are kind of separated. Just déjense llevar de la que está aquí, and of course one over here. We will drive, we will be driving, we are going to drive. You will work, you will be working, you are going to work, and this would be you plural, so this would be all of you. They will eat, they will be eating, and they are going to eat. Let me check at the time. Okay, the class is just about over. So I'm going to give you some practice exercises sometime over the week, probably on Friday, just so para no desperdiciar la oportunidad de the asynchronous class. So let's stop here for today. So I don't know how I thought we were going to do 2 presentations today. I'm always an overachiever. Okay, guys. So are there any questions, any comments about today's class, any of the topics presented today? Of course, esto es un repaso solamente. You've already touched on this in previous courses. Chat. Okay. You've already touched on this on previous courses, so you should already have a good knowledge of what this is. Esto es repasando solamente. But of course, you know, para repasar tenemos que revivir esa etapa. So we will be working with some of these parts of speech again very soon in the next assignment. But for now, I think we can just call it a day. Thank you guys for your attention. Thank you for your time. I will be seeing you on Wednesday, okay? I'm going to stop recording now.